Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us to the press conference hosted by Herman Law. We are getting ready to start, and for that, we're going to have Senior Attorney Daniel Ellis.
Good afternoon. My name is Dan Ellis, and I'm a lawyer with Herman Law. Thank you for coming. We called this press conference today for a few reasons. The first is to announce we are in the process of filing over 50 lawsuits against Maryland Department of Juvenile Services for the systematic sexual abuse of kids in a number of Maryland juvenile detention facilities, including the Charles J. Hickey School and Cheltenham Youth Detention Center. These facilities were tasked with providing a secure center for boys awaiting court or placement in long-term treatment centers. Based upon our initial investigation, the Maryland Department of Juvenile Services was the largest employer of child molesters in the state. The second reason for this conference is to discuss the disturbing findings we have made in our preliminary investigation in these cases. Many children reported to the staff and administration that they were being sexually abused while at these facilities. In some cases, the kids were threatened with harm and intimidated into silence, while others pled for help but were completely ignored and dismissed. There is so much alleged abuse by staff at the Hickey School that it could be characterized as a state-run child sex ring. Finally, we believe there are hundreds, if not thousands, more victims out there who may still be afraid to come forward. Herman Law's mission is to give victims a voice. So we're going to do that right now. Some of our clients are here today, and we are going to let them share their stories with you and stand in solidarity with the other victims to encourage them to come forward, get help, and finally have a voice. It is important to act quickly, as new legislation is about to be signed by the governor changing your rights. I want to be very clear. On June 1st, 2025, there will be a law put in place that will limit survivors' rights. So it is extremely important that if you are a survivor suffering in silence, you come forward and contact an attorney so that way your rights are protected and you could seek justice. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to a few of my clients to share their stories. When they're done, I will be happy to answer any questions you have for me. Thank you.
How everybody doing here? My name is Joseph Brown, and I came up here today because I wanted to give people that understanding that there are a lot of us who has dealt with this as a youth, and it definitely changed the trajectory of our life and how we was able to navigate through any type of turmoil in our life because it broke us inside. And today I wanted to come here to encourage anybody who ever been through any type of situation within these youth facilities to stand up strong and have the confidence to know that you can speak out. And this is your chance to have your voice. For me, myself, I didn't even want to talk about it for a long time. But now I stand here as a 43-year-old man, and I'm like, it's time to step up. It's time to speak out because it wasn't my fault. For so long, I felt like it was my fault, but it ain't my fault. It's time to give that type of confidence back to anyone who else been through the same thing like me. And it's crazy because when I was little, the one person that actually gave me the confidence to speak up is when I heard Tupac speak about it. And when he spoke about it, and I was like, damn, I ain't the only one that been through it. I was like, okay. It gave me a little bit of confidence, and I'm hoping today I can give somebody else, some child out there or who's a grown man now, the confidence to step up and speak against it. Thank you, y'all. And thank you anybody who's here to support us.
Would anybody else like to come up and speak?
Hi, everybody. My name is Jaquan Carroll, and I wanted to speak on my abuse at the same time because I done went through a lot, and I understand what the man's saying. If you got a voice, you need to speak up, because it don't get no better than this. Like, doing time is hard. It's not easy, but you got to make the best of your situation. But child abuse, not tolerated. So that's all I got to say. Thank you, though.
You like to come up? Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Lawrence Horner. You know, I felt that last little speech, brother. Like, I held it in for a long, long time because I felt like I was to blame, like I was responsible. But as a 48-year-old man now, I realized that by me keeping my silence, it's allowing other kids to go through what I went through, and I don't want that. So I'm definitely going to speak out. Thank you, everybody.
How everybody doing? My name Joey Morton. I just like to say to like other victims out there that have not come forward, I know it's men, as men, we're embarrassed to admit we were assaulted by a man. I, after years, can now man up and hold these people responsible. So to some of us, please, if you were a victim of any of these crimes, come forward, contact Herman Law. You don't have to representation if you don't have presentation. And remember that it was a campaign called Me Too, and it was Me Too. Thank you.
How's everyone doing? After 40 some odd years of holding on to a secret that I swore I would take to my grave, you brothers out there gave me the courage to step up and say something, man, and I appreciate that. All the countless institutions, whether they was mental institutions, incarcerations, psych wards, substance abuse wards, grief counseling, none of it gave me a sense of peace until just now, hearing you guys speak. This is the first and only time, other than talking to my attorney, that I've actually stood up here and told someone what has happened to me. And hopefully anyone else that suffers the same thing will have the courage to come forward. Thank you.
Would like to come forward? Thanks.
Hello, my name is Sheena Webster. I'm here today speaking on behalf of my son, who is currently incarcerated. My son asked me to be his voice. My son's entire life has been impacted by the abuse he suffered. It has affected his mental state, physical health, and he has had several issues with criminal activity, incarceration, depression, a suicide attempt, and drug and alcohol abuse. He has nightmares, anxiety, and trauma-related issues. The impact on my son's life is not only affected him, but has affected my life and the lives of his sons too. Thank you.
How y'all doing today? My name Anthony Jackson. I'm just gonna say a few words. I ain't gonna hold everybody up. That everybody to anybody that's watching, man, listen, we need y'all to come out and speak up, man. Like, bro, we living in our last days. We've been taken advantage of as juveniles and now adults. Like, bro, it got to stop. They got to be held accountable. So whoever watching, bro, speak up. Forget all that other stuff. Just, bro, speak up. You only live once. You here today, tomorrow you gone. So that's it. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to speak? All right, well, thank you so much speaking. I think it was really, really powerful for survivors to speak out, because what we always see is when one person comes forward, others come forward. We see what's called a collective empowerment, and it's so important to help victims heal by telling your story, so thank you for that. With that, if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Yep. I can't hear you. What's that?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
With Channel 2 here, can you speak to the timing of this with the bill potentially going into effect on June 1st and the governor's signature? Can you, I guess, tell us a little more, expand upon why this is important now?
Yeah, sure. So what's before the governor right now is a bill that is going to cut in half, basically, what survivors are potentially entitled to under the law. The bill will be effective June 1st. What that means is if your lawsuit is filed prior to June 1st, this new law will not apply to you. But if you file after June 1st, your rights are going to be severely limited.
The dollar figures, can you say more about the dollar figures? What do the limitations become after June 1st, and what are they now if it were to be filed before June 1st?
Sure. So currently there's two different types of cases. There's cases brought against the state or local entities, and there are states against private institutions. Currently, the cap for public institutions is $890,000. Under the new law, that's going to be reduced to $400,000. Against private institutions, the cap is currently $1.5 million, and that cap's going to be reduced to $700,000. So basically, overnight, the state is telling you your case is worth half than what it was today.
Does anybody else have a question?
Okay. Great. Thank you for your time, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. If you need more information, please go to hermanlaw.com or call the phone number that is on these posters. Thank you.